I'd probably say I played 2 games, maybe 3 games healthy.
Quin, you started 6 yards in front of the goal line and you ended with your toes in the goal line. Why?
Come on, Q. Yeah, Q.
Quin Ewers could have made $8 million in the NIL market, just like Carson Beck. I mean, obviously, you don't want to get your Lamborghini and your girlfriend stolen or whatever he did over there. But besides that, he could have been a very, very handsomely paid gentleman. Instead, he decided to live out his dreams in the NFL, going in the last round of the draft to the Miami Dolphins. I'm a Texas fan. I'm a Quin Ewers guy, but I'm also very, very truthful about Quin Ewers. And I think that he did significantly ruin his career and ruin his outlook by this. And it's not because I think he could have made more NIL money, but I think he needed another year of football. I mean, his last 2 years were riddled with injuries. I mean, his career was riddled with injuries. You come out at the end of this year and you announce that most of the year that you were playing injured with an oblique. And I mean, we could see that you could barely move in the pocket. He would sack himself, but we're not going to go on rants today. Today, what we're going to do is talk about Quin Ewers and really express and get to the deeper aspect of, did he ruin his career and deeper than just money, or hey, does he just love the game of football? Everybody else tells me how NIL ruined football and it is and nobody has passion for the game. But does this kid, who was a perfect rated scout coming out of high school, who started the wave of NIL, because remember, he moved and got out of Texas because he wanted to get that NIL money early because he was such a large star, goes to Ohio State, then comes back to play for Texas when NIL is legal. And I just feel like going and being this phenom of a player and struggling really from injuries, not because of poor play. And we can talk about that because there is some poor play in there too. It's an interesting mixed bag, but no doubt is Quin Ewers talented. No doubt is he have one of the most unique arms and some of the most unique set of experiences in this quarterback draft. So let's get deeper into it. I think the first thing that really stepped out or really stood out immediately is the fact that Quin Ewers was in a room full of 8 trillion what's it called, prized animals. Like, look at this, man. I don't know who is going this crazy. It looks like that scene out of Ace Ventura. Was it part 2? That room. That's literally what it looks like. This is ridiculous. Look, I know we were talking about Shedeur. I don't think Quin Ewers needed the money either. I think he's going to be okay. Again, so the biggest non-Shedeur storyline of this draft is Quin Ewers should have entered the transfer portal instead of the draft. But I don't know, man. This is what it looks like. Does this gentleman look like he needs to enter the portal instead of the draft? I don't know.
We're going to stretch out the hamstrings. How you feeling? You good? Let's do it. Come on, Q. Yeah, Q.
Now, does this look like, I don't know, man. We can sit here and talk about him, and we'll talk about it. Here's the big number, right? $8 million in decline. His 2025 7th round salary will be $0.08 million. Obviously, he's playing out there in Miami, which I think is a great setup for him because I think it's the offense that suits him the best. I think Mike gets a lot. What's his name? The young dude, Mike. You know what I'm talking about. The offensive genius down there. So many names in my noggin right now, but he's shown that he can make the best out of Tua when he stays healthy. So theoretically, if Quin does make the team for the Dolphins and he does stay with the Dolphins, what I'm saying, this could be an offense that really lends itself well to it, a system that lends itself well to what he does and what he's done under Steven Sarkisian. So great things there. The arm is lively, everything's there. But I do want to speak about the notion of losing out, right? I think it's so funny to me. Like I said, I do all these NIL videos. We talk about it all the time. And in the comments, all I hear about is, the game being ruined and this and that, and the kids don't care anymore. And it's so funny to me that when, in the same way that we talked about Shedeur, we see Quin Ewers crying. You see the passion. You see the love of, I was a little kid. All I wanted to get is drafted. and he got it. It don't gotta look. It ain't gotta look a certain way. The kid's been. I mean, Quin Ewers has been in college for I think all 4 years, right? It's been 4 years. At what point do we start putting the onus on the media and you people for having these reactions? Oh well, he should have just opted for more money. When all y'all do is criticize people for y'all sound like Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin cries and complains about the NIL and transfer portal, but that boy is the main one using it. He sure do know how to work that portal, dog. Guess where Jackson Dart came from? Merry Christmas. Y'all sound like Lane Kiffin. It's always, oh my God, the money. Oh, he's gonna enter the portal again. Y'all are just not committed. Now, y'all, this generation isn't committed. And as soon as a young man who transferred once, who saw, okay, maybe this isn't right for me at one spot, that he used the transfer portal the way it's supposed to be used, used NIL the way he's supposed to use, because he was a name around Texas. He got NIL money that way. Clearly his family didn't need too many monies. You know what I'm saying? Did what he need to do, gave it his heart out, went to 2 college football playoffs back-to-back. Semifinals back-to-back. I don't got nothing but respect for Quin. Now, again, the decisions can sometimes be boneheaded. Go watch my Texas reviews. Yes, sometimes in the first the first series of a game, Quin would do this thing where he would just be dumb unless he converts a big play. He would just be awful, can't make a read. He's stagnant. He's happy toes in the pocket. But as soon as he converts a 3rd and 7, all right, he's good. He'll be Quin for the rest of the game. But if he don't, it might be a long game. The pocket presence, horrendous. But that arm is golden, son. That thing he got attached to that right shoulder, it can make an NFL offensive coordinator very happy if used correctly. So I'm not going to sit here and say that he shoulda, coulda, woulda done this and that. Because like we talked about, here it is, the actual report there. Quin Ewers played most of last season with a torn oblique muscle, not as strained as once thought. That's pretty ridiculous given the numbers he would wound up posting in 14 games. Ewers, per source, would throw this week at the NFL Scouting Combine. What a twist. A lot of voices in the sport used to celebrate when players gave their all for a school and showed a shred of loyalty to an institution, even when the relationship between school and student athlete was skewed in the wrong direction. Now, the loudest voices in the sport wonder why an individual's decision was made for non-monetary reasons. It's a very, very interesting situation. Y'all preach this, y'all preach that, y'all preach wanting to the regular lifestyle. Hey, your time's up. Go get a job, buddy. Quin said, I've done 4 years. I've done my stuff. I got an archman behind me. Don't matter if it's the 7th round. It's time for me to go try to do what I need to do. So for all the people who are supporting Shedeur, which is me, I ask y'all to also support Quin, because that's going to be me too. He's a round 7 guy that a lot of people see a lot of talent in, a lot of promise in, and did some things at a high level. And I'm hoping that he ends up in this system and he ends up becoming a focal point of it, hopefully. But hey, man, as you see, NFL is only 32 teams. All these phenomenal players at the collegiate level, there's only 32 teams, man. It's crazy to see. But what's it called? Chris Greer says Quin Ewers is tough and mentally tough, which is important. He's competitive and a good teammate. I think he's a phenomenal teammate. I love to see what's it called? I love to see the what's it called? Sorry. I whenever you go look at the Arch Manning video. Sorry, I was trying to remember what I was saying. Arch Manning videos. Arch Manning has nothing but positive to say about Quin Ewers. And when you talk about that situation that he's in, having a Manning behind you talk about the media circus. Nobody wants to talk about the Manning media circus, but Manning was getting, like, in back-to-back Cotton Bowls, the most attention out of anybody without starting at all. So he's going to have that same type of draw. Quin had to be in front of that. And God knows how it felt being out those few games when Arch had to start, and he was looking pretty good. You know, how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel when people are immediately calling for your game, get into the playoffs? I was one of those people that, like, I don't think Quin Ewers can do this. I don't think he could do it in the play. I don't think he's our best bet. Come to find out, again, he was injured. I tried to tell y'all he literally looked like, hey, y'all call me crazy, but at least you call me. It feels good. Well, anyway, not the point. Quin Ewers versus 25 teams. 10-9, 63% completion percentage, 207 yards per game, 37 total touchdowns, 18 interceptions. People are saying finally a quarterback that can perform in big games. I don't think that paints the full mold, but what does first round pick to the Green Bay Packers, Matthew Golden, have to say about Quin Ewers?
I would choose Quin Ewers. Quin, hey, here was my homie.
That guy. Matthew Golden was asked if he could play catch with one person, dead or alive, who would it be? He said Quin. Ohio State is lucky Golden was sidelined most of the Cotton Bowl. He was Quin's best and favorite receiver. We ain't got to get into that. We ain't rewriting no. I'm not one of those Texas fans that's going to try to rewrite the history, man. We lost. Great Ohio State fan. Here is Quin Ewers kind of speaking more on that injury that he played through, and I think is a real issue that goes forward to him landing where he landed at.
Quin, when did the oblique officially occur, and how many games would you say you were fully healthy for this past season?
Yeah, so the oblique, it started popping up on me the Monday after we played in Michigan, and just kind of thought it was a little tweak. And then throughout practice, kind of got worse and worse and worse. And then obviously it kind of just popped against UTSA. And I'd probably say I played 2 games, maybe 3 games healthy, counting the first 2, and then maybe one in between the ankle and the oblique.
Was it a full tear? Was it partial tear?
They labeled it as a sprain, but it didn't feel like just a sprain.
So that's tough. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's where that mental fortitude comes from, right? It's not just the fact that, whatever the people being behind him, it's that he played through multiple injuries. He played, hey, Quin, you looked like you had an ankle problem. I just want you to know. And obviously he got his special, that brace, and that he could step up a little bit when he put that magical brace on. He was doing, hey, Texas A&M, where y'all at? Where them Aggies at, dog? That dog purple, red, whatever maroon bullshit y'all got going on. Man, I hated that. Anyway, Texas quarterback Quin Ewers says he never gave any thought to transferring after 2024 season, and it says he wanted to be a legacy.
Yeah, no, it was never a thought for me. Just because, like I said earlier, I wanted to leave my legacy at Texas, and I didn't want to disrupt anything that I did at Texas to be flipped or turned in any other way. I just wanted to be remembered in college at Texas.
Nice. And that's him kind of responding to people. And people were saying this thing whenever he initially declared for the draft. People were like, "Hey man, I think he messing up his money if he doing that, because Carson Beck just had a mid-season and just got paid $4 million from a not just some team. He didn't go to a small team. He went to, in some regards, not championship wise, but notoriety wise, bigger school in Miami and got that big money. So I think it's interesting. I'm pretty sure Quin could have done the same. Andrew Makuba, the now Eagle, had some things to say about Quin.
They getting an amazing guy. I feel like, Quin is a guy that, has kept his head down. A guy that, that I feel like is mentally strong. I feel like he went through a lot of things, but you wouldn't be able to tell with Quin, because he's the same guy every day. And then his leadership, he's a true leader, natural leader. I can just tell by the fact that, when Quin start talking, everybody listens. I feel like he had earned a lot of respect at Texas. He earned my respect just being my time there, just seeing what type of person he was and what type of adversity that he went through. But also, you couldn't really tell with him. And, he was, like I said, he was the same guy every day, brought the same energy, practiced the same and everything, and how he went about his game.
Love to hear that. The now Eagle, Mr. Andrew Makuba, a cornerstone to this Texas elite defense in 2024. And let's talk about it, right? I think the person, the man, and even the player in a lot of aspects is going to be great, but the negatives have to be talked about, right? It's not just the injuries. There is some tape that is concerning. But I think this one's the biggest one, because this one just went viral because some people were saying great play by Jalen Walker, and not a loss from Kelvin Banks. Some people were calling it a great play only by Jalen Walker. This was the result of Quin Ewers not being able to work a pocket. So let's watch him. This is Kelvin Banks on here on this left side, dealing with Walker. Jadon Blue is going to help, I believe, Chip. He completely whiffs the chip. Jalen Walker pulls this inside move. And it looks like Kelvin Banks has a lot of weight on his front toes there. So it looks like he's either going to stumble or he's going to have to let him go past. He re-anchors, resets, and Jalen Walker tries to retry to the outside after Kelvin Banks tries to reposition. Okay, now they're unengaged, and he's going to try to get wide, stay, up the field, try to anchor back down, reattach the best he can, and he does a good job anchoring, sitting, and now he's going to try to get him out the play. Quin, what are you doing? Quin, and we there are so many sacks that are like this. Look at, now that we were watching this, now let's look at what Quin's doing. He's going to step back. Now, after your tackle gets compressed, you should feel that, Quin. And this was the big thing. I get being injured, but it's almost like he couldn't feel the pressure, right? And he's looking, in this general direction. You would think you'd be able to, at least see something, or at least see that, I got a lot of space here. And this was the consistent thing. He finally steps, but where's he going? He's going back. He's going backwards. The offensive line, specifically offensive tackles, are taught to run him out the hoop. So, hey, he gets in, he gets out. Kelvin Banks is like, he's going to try to go outside now, right? The reason why Kelvin Banks he's anchored here is because Quin needs to be here. He needs to be in right here. This is where he needs to be. So when he goes like this, it kind of turns into a hold. But when he goes like this, he should just be done. It should be whatever. It should just be actually, it's not a hold. He should just, hey, I'm pushing you out to play. It's over. Now, why Quin is over? Look at this. Look at this beautiful space. Look at this real estate where he's supposed to be. He went to the fucking Quin. You started 6 yards in front of the goal line, and you ended with your toes in the goal line. Why? And then obviously you have your right tackle winning the rep. They're winning this rep. This is a win. They're just pity pattering. Look at all this space. He's just looking around. Quin. So anyway, I'm not going to sit here and say that Quin's perfect. I'm not going to say Quin's got a long way. I'm also going to give Quin the benefit of the doubt because of the injury. But at the same time, the kid's got a lot to work on. If you want to see more breakdowns like that, other things in the offseason, we're going to have plenty of time. Hopefully, when training camp starts and stuff like that, we're going to have those clips coming out. We'll dissect those to the best of our ability. But I really appreciate y'all watching these videos. Like them if you like them. Dislike if you don't like them. Subscribe and hit that bell icon if you like college football content. So that's NFL, all different types of stuff. Transfer portal, NIL, draft, everything else in between. Man, be great. Keep being great. I know you're great. We'll see you next time, all right? Peace.